Alright, so just touching on a video I made earlier about 7 years ago when I got sober and I started filming this stuff, like what my thoughts were about like long term, like where this was going to go. And you know, the one thing that really just happened to me was people say this but they don't mean it. I'm saying it and I mean it. I really truly just stopped giving a fuck about what anybody thought. My dad, my mom, anybody. I just really, and for the first time in my life, like I felt like what it was like to really be truly free, because I didn't have any, like, you know, expectations, or nobody's like bullshit was weighing me down. I was no longer basically performing, you know, because that's what that's what most people are doing. They're performing, they're living this life filled with social cues and constructs that are fucking man-made, and just, they're not really being true to who they really want to be. Like, you know, people are just living what they feel like, well, I'm doing everything, I'm playing by the rules. People just don't really know what it's like to be free. Like, I was listening to a video about a fantasy. This guy was talking about there's this male and female fantasy about people that just want to move and leave their life and disappear and go live somewhere else and where no one will know them. And I'm like, well, I've done that numerous fucking times, you know? But he was like saying, you know, that people want to do that and they don't ever do it. And for me, I was just like, well, that's what I did, you know, because I was just tired of fucking my family. I was tired of people. I hated the town that I lived in. You know, there's nothing going on there. There's never anything going to be happening there. There's nothing fucking left to do there. And I get bored fairly easy. You know, like I max everything out. You know, I fucking, you know, I'm just never, you know, that's one reason why I like this job, is because I get to drive and see new areas all the time. Like when I worked at inside jobs, when I worked at the prison, I was like, this is never going to be a thing that I'm going to be able to do, you know. But no, in the beginning of this, I really just said, I'm going to just, you know, because there's part of you as an adult that really still is like holding on to what, you know, like, am I going to get in trouble for this? Or are my parents going to go, hey, did you say that on the internet? You know, so-and-so seen. I just said, I don't give a fuck. What are you going to do to me? You can't spank me. No one's going to beat me up. No one's going to fucking ground me. No one's going to fire me. And if they do, fuck it. You know, I don't care. And even today, if somebody seen one of these videos, had any job, even if I was fucking making $100,000 a year and I worked for the sheriff's department, I don't give a fuck. If somebody seen something that I said and they were that offended by it, because nothing that I say really should be that offensive, you know what I mean, and could be deemed as hate speech, you know. So I just look at it like, you just got to be free to live your fucking life, man. And I see so many people, and this is the reason why people get divorced. They marry, they get in mediocre relationships that turn into mediocre marriages. They think this is as good as it's gonna get. And I never fucking, other than the last girl that I was with, and I was 40 fucking something, 45 years old, did marriage really, truly ever sink into my, you know, into my psyche, and I feel like, yeah, I could marry this girl. You know what I mean? Because any other girl I've met, I don't know, I just feel like people just are truly, people settle for bullshit. You know what I mean? People settle for bullshit. People settle. I was just telling a girl, she was talking about I said, sweetheart, you need to look at a relationship like I do, like it's football, like you're a football player. Don't play for the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, some might say, well, it's better than playing, at least you're playing football. No, don't take a chance getting injured, or getting your heart broke. You shouldn't be dating anybody that you don't think would make somebody that you want to spend the rest of your life with. So that is the first and foremost thing that I'm not going to fuck with somebody, even at a young age. Even in my late teens and in my 20s, I was never, not that I was some, serial dater, but I was never looking at people and going, I would just go, could I marry this person? Or like envision whatever. But so I just encourage people to start living the fucking life you want to live, And now I see when people say they're jealous of me, you're able to do whatever you want, whenever you want. And it's like, yeah, I'm able to do whatever I want because I never sold out and I never fucking took the easy road. I never, I could own a fucking house right now. And with all the money I spent fucking living all over America and everything else, yeah, I could have, but, these days and like the time I'm in right now with the crew of guys and girls that I have at my gym, these days and these times are good. And the thing about being older is now I know that they're good. I'm not going to look back and go, hey, you know what? Man, them were some good times, weren't they? No, I know that these times right now are good fucking times. And I know the people that I'm with right now. I know that God, for some reason, I just knew as a child when I used to watch the Buffalo Bills. I'd be in fourth grade and I'd see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There was something about Tampa and their corny ass uniforms, their white and orange. I just knew I was going to live here. I just knew. I would lie to people when they said, well, where do you think you're going to end up? I would say, probably on the Gulf Coast of Florida, probably near Tampa. It was just already in my fucking DNA. I just knew. God just put that in my, so, live your life and take advantage of these, like, I was trying to tell that to my, and I understand when people are using drugs, I was the same way. I was trying to tell that to my ex. You don't realize this because you're on drugs, but you're gonna fucking one day, you're gonna wake up. You're not gonna realize that I'm gone until about 4 or 5 years from now when you fucking wake, if you're lucky enough to wake up and realize, hey, man, I made a big fucking mistake. Or, man, I can't even, because there's people in my life, and men and women that I had fucking had situations that I fucked up. And I just go, man, that sucks that I really can't fucking, I can't contact that person because X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? So, be thankful that you're alive wherever you are in this world. You're alive, and while you're alive and kicking, you have every fucking opportunity to go out and make some shit happen. It's not gonna fucking happen. If you're waiting for mom and dad to get you a job, you're gonna have a real fucking exciting, dull life.